Hello, everyone. We're trying something a little bit different. We thought we'd give you a New Year's video. So we're doing our top gaming things of 2017.
That's the best title ever. Top gaming things.
So we thought we'd make a couple of lists and give you our top 3 favorites in each category. And I guess we'll start off with our top 3 gaming accessories. And this is where the gaming things comes in. Gaming things. So starting at number 3, mine is the Diced app. That's D-I-Z-E-D.
Oh, wow, that's why you're saying it weird.
Yes, Diced.
Diced.
It's my number 3 because it's not out to everyone until the fall. But we backed it on Indiegogo, so we got early access to it. Basically what it is, I don't know if you'll be able to see it at all. Nope. All right. But it is an app specifically made to help teach board games as you're playing them. It will have interactive videos, and it will, just like I said, it teaches you the game as you're playing, so you don't have to sit there and read the rule book for 10 minutes ahead of time to try and understand everything. It also has a lookup tool, so you can look up the rules as you're playing, an FAQ, and all that kind of fun stuff. So that's my number 3.
Okay. My number 3 would have to be my dice. So just a disclaimer, I've only really started picking up board gaming since I married this guy about 1.5 years ago, and really just been actually taking it seriously over the past year. So, yeah. So my number 3 would be my dice, and they're a big deal for me because they're my first ever. And it's just makes it that much more fun when you can add your own personal flair to your gaming and stuff. So I've got some little speckled ones. Yeah. And then I've got pink sparkly ones. So I just like it because no matter what game you're playing, if it requires your own dice, you can just be like, boom, Jenny's here. And then add your own personality to it. And I've got to use them a few times over the last year, so it kind of just makes it worth it. And then you always know which ones are yours because they're your colors.
You can keep those out because my number 2 is my dice tray. It is just so nice, and it makes throwing the dice for a game that much more enjoyable, as well as you don't lose them on the table. They're not going to knock over all your pieces on the board.
Yeah.
And
or roll off the table and end up on the floor.
Exactly. And it's just a satisfying sound. That's my number 2.
Where'd you get it from?
I got it from some awesome girl for Christmas.
It was me, right?
Yes, it was.
I'm going to say otherwise. My number 2 would have to be... Actually, I just got it for Christmas. It doesn't really need that much of an explanation. But again, adding your own personality to games, maybe that seems to be something I like. Maybe I just want to play by my own rules sometimes. I don't know. But look at that. Look at that. It's a little tiny princess meeple. How cute is that? I got it from my sister-in-law for Christmas. And again, I just show up. It doesn't really matter what game we're playing, I guess. Unless if people don't mind. Because then I can just... There we are. Jenny's here. We always know whose is whose, and Matt's got a little cute one that's a Canada flag as well. So if you want to know where to find these, just ask us, and we'll lead you to a couple places where you can look at them.
All right. My number 3, I like to have my games organized. I like to be organized and ready to play. So my number 3... and I don't know how well this is going to show, but is a broken token game insert. So this is my Battlestar Galactica game.
Heavy one.
And the broken token insert itself is the wood pieces that separate everything nicely and make it possible to just open up the game box, plop these on the table, and you're ready to go. And like I said, it organizes everything so beautifully.
Yeah, it's aesthetically pleasing.
It is very aesthetically pleasing.
Nicer than a bunch of Ziploc bags.
Not only that, it holds everything nicely. This is not just Battlestar Galactica. This is Battlestar Galactica and 3 expansions that fit beautifully into this box. So that's my number 1.
3?
We started at 3, so if I said 3, I did it mistakenly. That's my number 1.
3 were my dice. 2 was my meeples. Is my meeple. Number 1 is our game shelf. What did we ever do? What did you do before the game shelf? You got the shelf before we got married. Otherwise,
it was bookshelves.
Yeah, just bookshelves.
They don't work.
I mean, they just don't work because game boxes, as you can see, can be quite large and heavy. And some are square, some are rectangular, some are thin, some are thick, some are just, yeah. So I'm going to give you a glimpse of our shelf right now. It's actually terribly unorganized and mostly empty because we just lent a whole bunch to some friends of ours. But it's... There we go. So you can see on the one side there's some of my craft stuff and some of the game things as well. It's a recognizable style, of course. You can get that style from not any, but a bunch of different places.
Yeah.
We like it because you can just fit all the boxes in there nice
Perfectly.
and neat. It's very satisfying. We're actually going to hopefully go and get another one because obviously we're running out of space and we need more space for our games, basically. I mean, craft stuff is important. But games are also important. You have to store them properly, and it's just it's cool to look at.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The games, like Jen was saying, they fit perfectly in each of the little cubby holes. And this particular shelf is an older model, but essentially it is the IKEA Kallax model of shelves. And if you ask any serious board gamer, they know exactly what you're talking about. It's very popular.
You can get them like 4x4, 2x4, like
or
rows.
5x5.
5x5, or you could just get a little, square of them. And it's neat because then you can also use baskets for your accessories or your smaller games if they don't seem to fit right. Customize it however you want. Yeah, you can put doors on it. Even other places like Canadian Tire and other like furniture places, they also have their own model
Similar.
Of like the squared. I don't know the dimensions on it if it's exactly the
13
same.
13 on this one.
On that one, yeah. But we really like it because it just helps us to stay organized. And once we have all our games in there and it's all neatly packed, it's just like
satisfying.
It's nice to look at.
So that is our top 3 game accessories.
Each.
We will now go on to our top 3 party games. Because of Cardboard Koinonia, we have chances to play a lot of games in groups, and party games are a favorite of ours. Probably even more so yours.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've always loved party games.
This will be our top 3. So you want to start on this one?
Yeah. I don't know. Don't laugh at me. I have a really hard time placing things in order. Maybe it's just because I feel bad for the others if they're not liked as much. I don't know what it is. But I'm going to go and say that this year, my top 3, okay. Mine will be in no particular order because I just can't do that. So the first one I want to talk about would be Telestrations. I first heard about this watching a Dice Tower video, and there it is. It's across, there's our name on it. This is also a really handy idea if you're having a big game night. Painter's tape. It doesn't wreck the box and you can label it. It's like a mixture between Broken Telephone and Pictionary, basically. And we've had a lot of laughs out of it because we've got some terrible, terrible artists in our family and friend circles. And you just basically start off by drawing the picture of the word that shows up on your card. And then you pass your little notebook around the circle, and everybody has a chance to look at your picture and write down and guess what they think it is. Then they pass it on to the next person. The person looks at your guess without looking at the picture, and then they have to draw your guess. Then it passes on, and the next person has to guess that picture, and then it comes back full circle to the original person.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes they are just, it's the same, like, consistent answer all the way through. Sometimes it's absolutely ridiculous.
Yep. We've had some ridiculous answers.
No fish love in the boat. And they don't even really make sense, but you have a really good time laughing and stuff. And we've played it with our family members and friends and total strangers too. And it's just a really fun way to bring people together and be able to laugh at yourself and laugh at each other.
I think that's one game that we've laughed with more than most other games, I think.
Yeah. I've been in tears over it.
Yeah.
Well, but if you're also playing with an artist, then it's not as funny because it's like, well, that's bang on, and
it's nice to see their picture, though.
It is. It's like points for that, I guess.
Yeah.
But it kind of puts me to shame a little bit. Yeah.
Well, my number 3, I can't show you because I don't actually own it. Is a game called Resistance. My buddy Dave introduced me to this. I think it's a great little game. What it is everyone is part of a team. And as a team, you are trying to go on these missions to overthrow the government, as you are the resistance. So the team leader creates a squad for this particular mission, and it'll be between 3 and 5 people team, and if they succeed, then that's great for the resistance, and the resistance get a point. If they don't succeed, then we're out of luck, and the resistance will lose that round. The trick is that there may be one or more traitors in the midst. So the team leader has to best deduce who to choose on the team, because if they choose someone who turns out to be a traitor, then their mission might not succeed.
Are you sure we don't own that?
We don't own it. We just played it a lot with Dave.
Oh, okay.
So it's fun to go around and accuse people of being the traitor, and trying to. It's completely simple. You could play it in 10 minutes.
I did play it once.
Yeah, you've played it once.
Yeah.
But yeah, that would be my number 3. It's not the best explanation, but it's an explanation.
Another one that I like, in no order, is Codenames. It's a very popular game. So it's Matt's just getting it off the shelf. At this point now, there's a lot of different variations. I think at the time we bought it, it had kind of just come out. Yeah. And I haven't played any of the other ones. But there's like a 2-player version, which I want to try.
Yep. Do it.
Yeah. And then there's a Disney version. I think there's a Marvel version.
That just came out.
Yeah, that just came out. But there's also one with words and pictures. And it doesn't have a specific theme to it either. So it's pretty cool. I mean, one of the ways that I describe it is it's along the same lines as Taboo. Basically, I'm the spy master, and I'm trying to get my teammates to guess a series of words that are laid out on the table, but they have to be my words and not the other spy master's words. So, like, if I want you to say honey, what I would, there it is. Basically, we just claim it. Anyways, I'm too tired to explain it, but a lot of people have played it already, so if you've played it, you can comment on it. You know it's a fun game. Good party game. It's fun to play with family members and friends, and I mean, it kind of shows how you think. Some you can do like thinking outside of the box, or you can do it very literal. If you have inside jokes with certain friends and stuff like that, it's easy too.
Mm-hmm.
Or if you know, like you make Star Wars references all the time,
Yeah.
but the actual words aren't Star Wars words. So like it's pretty cool to just to see how your friends think and stuff. So I really really like it. I think it's one of my most played games this year.
Too.
Because not only did we play it a lot, just a lot of our friends are like, oh, you have code names, I want to play. So it's a great game to bring to parties and get-togethers and stuff. Or if you're having just like a double date night or whatever.
Yeah. It doesn't take up much space and it's pretty quick, so that's another reason that's gotten to the table a lot.
Yeah, we should try the duet one though and play the 2-player one so I can kick your butt.
So my number 2 is a game I just got for Christmas from
me.
From you, yeah.
Yeah.
And I really enjoyed it. I only got to play it a handful of times, but I've really enjoyed that, and that's Deception: Murder in Hong Kong. If you like murder mysteries, or like playing games like Mafia or something like that with a group or your youth group or something like that, this is more or less what it is. One person is the forensic scientist, so they're kind of leading the game. And everyone else is either an investigator or the murderer. They will all have clues and weapons in front of them, and the investigator is trying to get all the investigators to guess
who done
it. Yeah, pretty much. By just giving a clue. So, like, if you have this card here, I'm only allowed to pick one of those in order to try and hopefully get someone to guess one of the clues. So, if there was maybe a baseball bat, I might put my clue marker on struggling or frightened, or something like that. And that will hopefully lead the investigators to think, oh, maybe he was killed by a baseball bat.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's...
Only you know who the murderer is if you're the investigator, and you're not allowed to give it away to anybody else.
As the forensic scientist.
It's a lot of fun accusing your friends of murder.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And you can kind of just make up a story behind it and everything.
Yeah, that's a lot of fun too, the story behind just making things up like that. But it looks kind of intimidating, but when you get a chance to play it, it is quick and very easy. I'd recommend it to anyone. It plays from 4 players all the way up to 12, so it's really great for parties.
Excuse me. Okay, the last party game I want to talk about is one that we just got for Christmas. I bought it for us, called Concept. Where did we first hear about this?
Tabletop with Good Mythical Morning guys.
Yeah. And,
Rhett and Link.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those guys. And
I can attest to this being a great party game because it is also my number 1.
Well, I didn't say this is my number 1.
It's on your list.
It's on my list because I would feel bad for the other games.
Do you want to explain it? Or do you want me to?
How do you... Yeah.
Yeah, what?
You explain it.
It'll be kind of hard. Well, I'm just going to get out one of the pieces here. Or the board. The board is good. So essentially what you're doing is whoever's turn it is gets a card. And from the card, they have a word or a phrase that they're trying to get their team or other players to guess. So there's an example. The blue is the easiest, red is a bit harder, and the gray is the hardest. So if we pick something like diamond, that was diamond, right?
Yeah.
So what we're going to do is we have this board here. Sorry for blocking you, Jen.
It's all good.
We have different pieces. So I have a...
Here.
Oh, there it is. So I have a main concept. And what I'm trying to do with this is more or less set up what they're going to try and guess. So if it's a diamond, I'm probably going to put my main concept on this picture here. So this picture here is a rock, so I'm going to put that right on there. And I'll have little green cubes that I can use to build off of. Right here. So this is a little green cube. I put these around the board to try and build off of that main concept. So anything that is green that I put on the board from now on is going to relate back to my main concept of being a rock. So I might put that on this little thing right here. So these are colors, and this one is a transparent one. So I might put it on there. And that will relate back, so it's a clear rock of some sort. Later on, I can bring in other exclamation marks. So if they're really having trouble with my first concept, I might bring in a sub-concept. So maybe this relates to love because people use it on rings when they get married. Or maybe it has something to do with chemistry or something like that. And I can also use the colored cubes associated with this to build off of the sub-concept as well. It sounds very complicated.
It's not.
It is a little bit of a thinky game just to try and think, I guess, think outside the box, as you're not allowed to speak, so you have to use pictures to try and get people to guess what you're trying, what you have on the card. So there is a little bit of thinking to it, but that's what I like about it, I think.
Yeah, and it's really fun too because I mean you can't really go literal in this as well. I mean, and yeah, it's fun. It also had us laughing. We played at a friend's house a little while ago, and we were like peeing our pants. We were laughing so hard. I mean, it can get to the point where it's like you've just done too much, and you can't possibly. And it goes off the rails. Like you can't change what you're thinking, but there might be like 2 or 3 other ways to do it, and it's just funny. A lot of fun. There's legends and everything that tell you what everything means. It comes with, I think, 4, so everyone has it they can look at. One of the challenges is just learning what everything means. But when you've played it, it only took me like 1 or 2. Yeah, once you know your way around the board, it's a lot easier. Yeah, but we highly recommend it. Yes, highly. And it's won a couple of awards. Yep. As it shows on the box. Yep. All right. Let's move along. So the next category is we're doing top 3 new games. So we're not talking necessarily new as in they came out this year. Unfortunately, we don't play as many games as we'd like to. I have played some new games from this year, but not enough that I'd be confident in making a list. So these are games that are new to us this year. And I think you have a caveat for your list as well. Oh, yeah. As I said, I'm new to the board gaming universe, or at least parts of it. So they're new to me, but I'm going to also just say, for me specifically, out of the ordinary, games I wouldn't necessarily be drawn to, or types of games. Mm-hmm. Basically, my favorite type ever, what I have always liked, are party games. Always. Yeah. So I'm going to talk about just new games to me, but specifically types of games, I think. Maybe. Yep, so I can start. I had a hard time with this list because there were a couple good ones beyond my top 3. So I do have an honorable mention, and my honorable mention is... I'm not going to show you it because it's buried in the shelf, but it's Pandemic Legacy Season 1. If you've ever played Pandemic just plain Pandemic, it is like that,
almost exactly. But every game you play affects the next game you play. And as you're playing, a story is unfolding and adding more to your game. So you're still, if you know how to play Pandemic, you'll pick it up really quick. If you don't know anything about Pandemic is a 2 to 4 player game. It's cooperative, and everyone involved is trying to stop the spread of 4 global diseases that are ravaging the world. So Pandemic Legacy, still the same theme, same gameplay more or less. But like I said, every game affects the next one and creates an ongoing story for you. Because of that, there is an end to the story. You will play anywhere from 12 to 24 games, depending on how you do. It's likely, I don't know of anyone that has played only 12, and that would be a perfect run. But 12 to 24 games, and you might say to yourself, well, what about if I want to play it later? The story is over. I know it might sound like a waste of money, but at the same time, how often do you get a game to the table as is? Like, I know I only play... Codenames was my most played game of the year, and I think I only played it between 9 and 12 times. So, as my most played game, I still wouldn't have matched Pandemic Legacy. But that was my honorable mention. I spent a lot of time on that for an honorable mention. But my next one my true number 3 would be Terraforming Mars. It is
big.
It is big. Yeah. There's a lot of moving pieces to it. Not literally, but there's a lot of mechanics to it. And I guess it has a little economic, but it's hard to explain. But essentially the theme of it is that everyone playing controls a corporation tasked with terraforming Mars, and as your task is to terraform Mars, in that respect, everyone is working together. But in the end, the winner is whoever terraformed Mars the best. So it is still player versus player. And yeah, it's great. It is a little bit of a longer game, a little bit of a heavier game, but it is excellent. And you'll see that game in particular on a lot of people's top lists from this year. That's my number 3.
Okay, so yeah. One of the games that I tried this year, and I didn't think I was going to really like, I just played it just so that you would have someone to play with. But no, we were with some friends. It wasn't just you and I think it was at Dave's house again. But it is Pathfinder. Specifically, Rise of the Rune Lords. And I've only played it 2 or 3 times. Mm-hmm. But I do have my own character, which is kind of neat. So it's pretty small because I've only played a couple of times. But yeah, I enjoyed it. I like being able to add on to it, and I like that it's cooperative, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I haven't played it since August, so I'm a little bit rusty. But I really like it because I'm not a very confident gamer, but you still get to just decide your next move, and then like you or someone else would be like, okay, come over here and meet me, and we'll do this together. And this was actually this is why I bought my own dice, so it was the first time I was able to use my dice. Mm-hmm. We played it at the cottage together. We played it at our friend's house. You can explain it better, but I like how it works, and I like my character. She's got green hair. I was just and surprised. I mean, usually if I don't like a game, I just don't want to play it again. But Yeah,
Yeah,
I
you
like
were
it.
surprised
And
by that.
you actually played it with my brother yesterday. So
He's really picked that up too.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah. And I was surprised by the fact that I liked it because I've never played a game like this before. So,
Yeah. Yeah. If you have ever played or
I'm still learning more about it, so I can't really explain it very well. But
yeah.
I liked it.
But yeah, if you've ever played or know anything about tabletop RPGs, for instance, Pathfinder originally started as an RPG. There's Dungeons and Dragons. There's so many others. But what the Pathfinder adventure card game is basically take an RPG and turn it into a card game. So you and your friends, like she said, each have a character. And as you play, your character gains abilities,
They start
gains
off with...
gains strength and experience, gains new weapons and new armor, stuff like that. And you basically play through campaigns, play through adventures, just trying to defeat monsters, trying to find the main villain and defeat them.
Yeah, we gotta play it again.
Yeah.
Look, I have a dog.
But yeah, it's an RPG and it's a card game. And that's one of the aspects I like. I like having a character and being able to upgrade them and have some sort of control over that.
Yeah, exactly. And I think what turns me off of some games is when it's like, I don't have a say. So I like that. We definitely have to play it more this year.
Yeah. So that brings me to mine.
Thank you for explaining that for me and why I like it and why you like it.
Yeah. So my second favorite new game this year, I think may have also been released this year, actually, was a game called Pathogenesis.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So Pathogenesis is like an anti-pandemic. So it's it's a deck building game. So what that means is you are starting your game with very few cards, but throughout the game you can purchase or acquire more cards to feed into your deck, so that the more you go through it, the more cards you have. Basically, what you are doing is building a virus to destroy someone's body. It sounds pretty messed up, but it's
and it's always fun destroying your friends.
It's fun because you can say, okay, the person we're going to mess up today is my buddy Brad.
It didn't even have to be in the game.
It doesn't have to be in the game. Yeah.
Just choose the
the game we played, we messed up his gastric system something fierce. Unfortunately, he lived, so we lost the game.
Good times.
But yeah, it's fun to make up little stories. But yeah, it's a solid game. It has a couple different play modes, I guess you would say. So you can play it cooperative, you can play it in a team, or you can play it against each other. And it's still more or less the same game, but very fun. That's my number 2.
So I'm just writing a list of games that we have to play again.
Oh, okay.
We'll do that later. Our video is getting a little, about half an hour.
Well, compared to like Dice Tower, it's not too bad.
Better hope they don't watch that.
Oh, they know their videos are long.
Time flies when you're having fun, though. Okay, yeah, another out of the ordinary, new to me type of game is RPG. So maybe, yeah, that's why I kind of like the Pathfinder, but we just played this just about a week ago, a couple days ago, and it is Sentinels Comic RPG. Yeah, it's not Sentinels of the Multiverse necessarily. It's the same characters, same idea, but it's an RPG, and I never thought I would play an RPG or enjoy an RPG. I don't know why. I think it's just this whole
superhero maybe.
No, I don't know why I was like surprised that I
Oh,
like it. One thing that drew me to it was the whole superhero element. So I think I'm learning as a gamer that themes are very important to me as well.
yeah.
Um, which is why there's another game that I'll talk about later that I really like. But yeah, no, I mean, really enjoy it. I really enjoyed my character and being able to just decide this is what I want to do. Let's see if I can do it. If you have a good, well, not dungeon master for lack of
Or game master.
game master, yeah. See, now I'm stuck on Dungeons and Dragons. um, yeah, if you have a good game master, that helps to make it more fun. It was really just the two of us playing, and then our friend was a game master. But I'm excited because next time we all get together, we'll all be on the same story, and we'll get to meet up. And it's kind of like,
other friends.
yeah, exactly. And it kind of ended off in a cliffhanger. So that was kind of neat. I like storytelling, and I've always liked make believe play, so I think that's probably why I like it. But you should check it out, Sentinels Comics RPG.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, I got to use my dice.
Yep. My number one is a game from the same guys that did Sentinels of the Multiverse and Sentinels RPG. It is called Spirit Island. The best way to describe this game is that it is the anti-Catan. So if you've ever played Settlers of Catan, you know that the goal of the game is to colonize.
Anti-games now, eh?
Yeah. Well, the goal of the game in Catan is to colonize an island. In Spirit Island, you play spirits or deities, whatever you want to call them, protecting the natives of an island that is being colonized by invaders. So you are again building your deck and using abilities to either scare off the invading army or wipe them out, wipe them into the ocean, whatever have you. It is really interesting. Another cooperative game. I like deck building games. I like cooperative games, so you're going to see a lot of those. But yeah, it is an interesting concept and surprisingly difficult. It's got a steep learning curve, but once you get past that, it's really fun. And it's fun to see the other side of Catan. That's my number one.
This is a new game. Not really surprising, I guess. But it was still new to me. I got it in February, and it's the Harry Potter Hogwarts battle. As I mentioned before, theme is very important, and I love me some Harry Potter. Not gonna lie. Yeah, we picked this up on our Family Day weekend and played it. I love it because, excuse me, each game is the different book. So each package you open basically involves new characters and new villains, new allies, new spells you can use, and it gets harder and harder. The first couple of games are pretty easy, but I think it's just so that you understand the mechanic of playing. One thing I really like about it are the pieces, specifically these little guys here. I don't know why they didn't make the other ones up to snub, like the coin. Like, this is what you put on a location to increase, villain influence or whatever.
Yeah.
And then when the location has like 5, then it's been taken over by the bad guys. So you want to not have these.
It is a nice high quality metal piece. Yeah. It's got some weight to it. It's metal.
Yeah. But the coins in here are actually, made of cardboard, which is kind of annoying. But so every game is in a different box. We haven't even finished it yet. We just did
4, I think.
We just did 4. Yeah.
We just finished
so
book 4.
The next one coming up, and each one is a different, different size. Game 4. It's funny because when we first got it, there's a slot for dice, and we're like, our game is missing dice. Like, what's the deal? We actually looked it up, and you don't use the dice until game 4 comes along. So I kind of like that. There's something different as you go, and you get to be your own character. And
yeah. Another reason that I as well like this is it is exactly what I like. It is another cooperative game, and it is another deck building game. So you, as you go through the game, you're adding spells and magic items to your deck. So you might have the snitch that might do something special to you, or some butterbeer that'll add some ability to your hand later.
Or an ally that gives you like 2 options, or pick one, and it allows you also to help the other players in the game as well.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of fun.
It's an extremely simple game. So much so that I think kids could play it easily enough.
They have, yeah.
Yeah.
We brought it to a game night.
But it's definitely something that adults would enjoy as well.
And I think it's better with more people.
Yeah, it goes up to 4 players.
Yeah, because then you can also help each other and affect other people and stuff like that. So I really like that, and I'm learning from this game. This is the game that I think got me into deck building. I'm like
themed games.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I've always liked themed games, but
that's true.
You're like, oh yeah, and this is a deck building game. I'm like, huh. So it is. I guess I like deck building.
So I think we'll leave the that one for last, because that's like the big one. We'll go on to our.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll go on to that one. And
no.
Okay. All right.
Favorite.
So our next list is our top 3 favorite games. So these are our favorites of all time at the moment.
And then just say why, like favorite and why. You don't have to explain what they're about.
I don't have to say too much about why they're my favorites. They're my favorites.
Okay.
You want to start with yours?
I'll just do all 3 of them in a row.
If you want to, I'm gonna go back and forth.
Okay.
All right, you're number 3.
No, I can't do that. I love them all.
Okay, your first one you're going to talk about.
You know what? My number 3 is Lanterns, the Harvest Festival. Look at it's so pretty. Look at the colors on it, minus the painter's tape there. We tried this out at 401 Games together, and I love it. I love it, love it, love it. It's colorful and it's simple, and you can play with 2, you can play with 4. And for me, like, I have a hard time explaining games to people. I find this one to be really easy to explain, and I win it a lot. So I really, really like it. It's a set collecting game, and you can strategize a little bit in terms of, what
tiles to lay.
What tiles, you want to, And no, I just love it. It's beautiful. You're just laying down tiles all over, and it's simple. It's fun. We also have the app for it on our tablet as well. Yeah,
we'll play that at night sometimes when we're getting into bed.
Yeah. We want to play a game, but we don't. Yeah,
it doesn't take a lot of mental capacity or anything, but it's nice, easy to play. You're putting tiles down, matching colors, getting sets of cards. That's essentially the game.
Yep. And then there's the special tiles that if you put this down, you can also pick up a token, and then the token allows you to switch out one card for another. Yeah. And what is it? You dedicate your tiles to get a thing. Yeah, I like it. Yeah. That'd be my number 3, actually.
It's a nice, colorful game. Yeah, it's really colorful. I'm going to have an honorable mention on this one because
of course.
I just want to talk about this game because it is so great. One of the reasons I want to talk about it so much is because it is also a game by a Christian publisher. And I don't mean a Christian publisher like someone that took Monopoly and made it Bible Monopoly, or someone that took
Monopoly?
Mad Gab and made it Bible Mad Gab. No, this is a game on its own from the ground up, and it is commissioned. And as you can see here, it's recommended by both the Dice Tower and Inroads Ministries, and we've talked with the guys at Inroads Ministries a couple times. They are doing great things with games themselves, and what commissioned is another cooperative deck building game in which you and up to six. You and up to 5 friends are the apostles. You are the apostles, and you are spreading the gospel in the ancient world. There are trials and tribulations that will affect the spread of the gospel, but you are doing your best in trying to get the word out. And it's simple. It plays similarly to Pandemic, except instead of taking cubes off the board, you're putting cubes on the board. But yeah, that's my honorable mention. My actual top 3, or my actual number 3, is a game called Zaya, Legends of a Drift System. I'm not going to haul it out because it is a bigger box, but if you like space battles, if you like if you thought that being Han Solo as a smuggler in space might be fun, or if you like Firefly or any of these games, and you just thought that you would just like to exist in that world for a day, that's Zia. You start with a ship. You can go mine asteroids. You can go on smuggling missions. You can steal from people. You can blast them into oblivion. You can just trade whatever you want. You're free to do anything. It is what's called a sandbox game, in which the universe is your sandbox and you can do whatever you want in it. The one thing I like the most about the game itself is that it has beautiful ship miniatures. They come pre-painted, so you don't have to get boring gray ones or something like that. They all have great models, and they're really cool looking. And yeah, that's what I like about it, is you're free to do whatever you want in space. That's my number 3.
Why haven't I played this game?
I don't know.
Okay, well, I'm adding that to our list.
Write that down.
That sounds pretty cool. I like sandbox games. Where are we?
That was my number 3.
Oh,
So your
number 2. It's kind of an oldie but a goodie. It's Taboo.
We don't have that.
Yeah, we don't actually own it, but almost everybody else we know does. I like word games, which is why I like code names as well. It doesn't really need much explanation, really. I'm just trying to get you to say a word, and there's a bunch of words that I can't say. Yeah, I just really like it. I've played this ever since I was a kid. I have really good memories playing this game, and it's just funny because it just gets you laughing and just gets you thinking, wakes your mind up, you know. And the buzzer is just nice and obnoxious too. Yeah.
And you and your mom are an all-star team.
Oh, my mom and I, we just kill it. We just kill it. Yeah. To me, it's just, not only do I find it fun and, you know, I do well at it, it's just, there's a lot of good memories. It's just one of those games that you just get together with your friends or family members. And you just play and you just have a good time, and yeah, I really like it.
What some people call a game like that is called an evergreen. It's always good. Yeah. You're always going to enjoy it.
Yeah, that's just one of my favorites. I mean, anywhere we are, if someone's like playing Taboo, I'll never say no. I'll never say no to a game of Taboo, unless it's in like Mandarin or something. And even still, I'll probably try. Maybe offend a couple people, but I'll do my best not to offend. So yeah, that's my number
2.
2.
All right. My number 2 is a game I don't own, but we've talked about already, and that's Sentinels of the Multiverse. It is
Did you know that was your number 2?
Just recently.
Oh.
Yeah. But I've had a chance to play it more, and the more I play it, the more I like it. Like we said, it's a superhero game. It is a card game. I almost want to call it a deck building game, but all your decks are pre-made. And you and your friends are just trying to defeat a crazy, powerful supervillain. So you have cards that are your abilities, and you're trying to take out the minions and the villain, all the while trying to survive to fight another day. It's fairly simple. Like I said, it's another cooperative game, which I love. And the artwork is great. It is comic quality, and I believe they might actually have comics based on it. My buddy Dave can confirm that or not.
Yeah. That's a whole nother video.
Yeah, he can have an hour-long video just on Sentinels. But yeah, that's my number 2. Sentinels.
My number 1 favorite of all time. As I mentioned, I like party games. My favorite is Dutch Blitz. Specific, like, this just brings me back to like 3 a.m. on youth retreats when you're all just overtired and slightly crazy, maybe a little bit homicidal, and you just pull out Dutch Blitz and you just start smacking the table and yelling at your friends and just going for it. I love it. It's loud, it's fun, it's colorful again. Kind of like, reverse. Is that collect? Because you're not collecting them, you're giving them away. I don't know. It's
a
fast.
card game.
It's crazy. It's fun. And then
that's exactly what it is.
You have the expansion pack, so you can play with more than 4 players. It's the same pictures, just different colors. It's a classic game. A lot of church people love it, and so when we bring it to our family game nights at our church, people always want to play. Just lots of fun. Just make sure that you turn your rings around so you're not. Actually, so you are hurting people. Take your rings off so you don't hurt anybody.
All right, my number 1 has been my number 1 for a little while now. Ever since I got a chance to play it, I don't even know. I think I just saw it somewhere and I said, I need to try and play in this one. But it is, my favorite is Xenoshift Onslaught. The best way to describe this game is it's not anti-anything.
Okay.
But it is another cooperative deck builder. And it is like a tower defense game. So like Plants vs. Zombies, I think, is a tower defense game. Mixed with Starship Troopers. And that's it. So you and your friends are trying to defend a mining outpost from horrible, horrible aliens. And you're building your deck, you're mining gems.
Just how horrible are these aliens?
Every card, and every enemy card makes you go, oh no, I hate this one. No matter what, it's, oh no, I hate this one. There's none that are okay.
Okay.
Yeah, so you're building your deck, you're, with the mining gems, you're using those gems to procure new weapons, new armor, maybe health packs or something like that, and maybe some more extra troops. And you're using these troops to fight off the aliens and hope to survive to the end of the game. If you survive 9 rounds, you've made it. It is a simple game, but it is a hard one to beat sometimes. I think I might have a 25% win ratio on this one. But I love it. It's thematic, it's cooperative, it's a deck building, so there's nothing to hate.
I'll have to give it a try this year.
Write that one down.
Yep. Okay.
All right. I think our last lists are special and unique to the two of us. With my list, I went with the top 3 games that I like to play with Jen. So there might be some overlap of games that we've talked about, but these are games that we've played and we've had a chance to play a couple times, and we just have a good time playing them.
Yeah. In case anybody doesn't know, we are married. I think I mentioned that once already.
What's your list?
Oh, you go.
Oh, I'm
you
going
do
right
all
to...
yours.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
okay.
And I've also just been getting increasingly more snuggly over the night. So it is 11:15.
Yes.
So.
Yeah. So
I feel like snuggling. Whatever.
My top 3 games that I like to play with Jen. My number 3 is Sushi Go, and it was
I like that one.
It was here somewhere, but
did we lend it to somebody?
No.
Okay, good. Because it's not actually ours.
Yeah. So Sushi Go, it comes in a nice little box, tin box, and it is extremely simple to play. The only problem you might run into is the scoring.
Give me the box.
The scoring is there's a little bit more involved in scoring your cards. But we've got an app for that.
Yeah.
But nice.
Look, they're so cute. Look at how cute they are. And our friends actually sleeved them quite nicely with color that looks good with them.
So yeah, right now we're borrowing their copy.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the game is you have a hand of cards. You pick one of the sushi cards that you want to keep, put it down on the table, and pass the hand to the person on your left. And then you collect the next person's hand, and you keep collecting these cards to get points. So, for instance, there's shrimp tempura, and if you get so many points for every 2 shrimp tempura you have. Mm-hmm. Or there might be
who has the most maki rolls?
Who has the most maki rolls? Whoever gets the most maki rolls gets 6 points at the end of the round. Mm-hmm. There's like squid nigiri. If you get
so many of those.
If you get that with wasabi, it's worth more.
Yeah, it's fun.
But it's extremely simple to play. And you can play it in like 10-15 minutes.
Oh yeah, you can just
and it's a great game. I think you can play up to 6 or 8 people. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, great game. And we've really enjoyed it since learning how to play that one.
Yeah, we really like sushi too.
Yes, we do. We love sushi. So that's my number 3. Number 2 is a game we already talked about, and that's Lanterns.
Why do you like to play it with me, though?
Well, I like to play it, and I also like to play it with you. I don't know.
I like putting him on the spot. Yeah.
She does usually win, but that's okay. I still enjoy playing it, and it's just a nice, easy, mellow game to break out. Mm-hmm. And for all the other reasons that were said, I enjoy it. Yeah. It's nice to look at. So that's my number 2. So my last one, so my number 1 game that I like to play with you is the Harry Potter game. Yeah? Yep. Not only it's nice and thematic, it's got deck building, it's cooperative. I'm not a huge Harry Potter nerd or anything like that, but I do enjoy it.
It's okay. I still love you.
And if I have any questions about the cards and what things mean, I can just ask you.
That's true.
Yeah. So yeah, that's my number 1 game I like to play with you.
I like playing games with you. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Especially the ones that I win.
What's your list?
Okay, so mine are my top 3 board gaming memories. Mm-hmm. They all have to do with you, so that's kind of neat. Wait. Hold on a second. Wait. Okay. Honorable mention. You did two. I'm going to do one.
Yeah.
An honorable mention, as far as a memory goes, is more of like a family memory with all of my family. We were given Speak Out as a Christmas gift. It's one of the ones where you you put the mouthpieces in your mouth and you have to talk, and it's just so funny. It's so funny just watching my mom do it.
Yeah.
oh, it's painful because then, yeah.
Our cheeks were hurting, and not from the thing we put in our mouth, just from laughing.
Yeah, it's just one of those, like what you called it, it's just one of those act ridiculous type games where there's really no purpose to it other than just to laugh, I think. And sometimes, there's been a little bit of stress lately, a little bit of hectic stuff going on, so just to laugh until your side hurts, that's an honorable mention for sure. I don't think
we actually kept score at all.
And that was just Christmas night, wasn't it? Or Boxing Day?
Boxing Day, maybe?
No, or Christmas Eve. It was Christmas Eve, because that's when we got it.
Oh, okay.
Okay, yeah. So that's an honorable mention.
So you're number 3.
My number 3 would be... Okay. It would be when we went to Snakes and Lattes together. Mm-hmm. I was on Good Friday. We went there for the, what was it called?
The Gathering of Friends.
Yeah. And I just went because we'd never been to Snakes and Lattes before, if you can believe it. So we went there.
I know I went.
Yeah. I went to go and see and check it out and have some food and play some games and stuff. And he went for this gathering was specifically because the 3 guys from Dice Tower were there. Mm-hmm. So Matt got to meet them all and was totally like geeking out about it. He got a picture with
all of them.
Yeah, with
Tom, Z, and Sam.
Yeah, I was getting there. I'm tired. Okay. And we actually got to sit down and play Cosmic Encounter. With Tom, and he autographed it and everything. So, I mean, it was cool because like I at that point I had sort of like seen a couple episodes of Dice Tower, and I was like, oh yeah, hey, yeah, I recognize them. Oh yeah, it's that guy, and cool. But it was just more exciting for me to see how happy you were and to see how excited you were. Mm-hmm. And it kind of introduced me just to the community of board gamers and the community of other communities, I guess, like the different groups and the different board game creators. Peter Hayward was there, and I know him because he's now married to a former coworker of mine, and it was kind of cool to have that connection as well.
Yeah, and I wouldn't.
He's kind of easy to recognize with his blue hair and blue beard and everything. But it was just really cool to see how excited you were, and mm-hmm. To learn a new game. Yep. And to meet some, Dice Tower people and stuff like that, and experience a really cool place. So it was like a really awesome date for us, I guess. Yeah. Yeah.
It's a really nice place.
Yeah. And that was my top 3. I was just happy because you were so happy. Number 2 would probably be our board game marathon.
So our 24-hour board game
in September, we did, if you follow us at all, you'd know we did a 24-hour board gaming marathon in support of Young Street Mission. We raised over $3,000, and we stayed up. We were at the event for 24 hours straight. There were board games, party games. We had video games. We actually had a friend of ours from church bring his VR stuff.
Virtual reality.
Oh, it was so cool. It was like freaking trippy, and I'm pretty sure I screamed a couple of times. Yeah, I almost got eaten by a whale. But it was just amazing. It was really cool for us to be able to do this together, and I feel like it was just like one of the really awesome things, like one of the reasons why we have Cardboard Koinonia is to bring the church together, to bring people together, and to support causes, to support other ministries and get to know people, to connect with people, and yeah, it was really cool. It kind of reaffirmed like our mission as a organization, I guess, as a community. Something that we were able to plan together with some really good friends of ours, Brad and Kate, who are actually moving. So I don't really want to talk about that right now. So that was, yeah, a really cool memory. I was so tired, I was sick. But I mean, we actually reached out. We got people to donate games and like geeky goodies. No, not geeky goodies.
Peter Hayward.
Yeah, Peter Hayward donated a game.
From Jelly Bean Games.
Game Church donated.
A bunch of swag.
Some swag, some goodies. Yeah.
Yep.
We got some posters and we got some other games. So that was just really, really cool to see other people supporting us and supporting Yonge Street Mission. Yeah, so this was just really encouraging, a really awesome experience. That's my number 2 memory for the year. And my number 1 board gaming memory of this past year was Family Day weekend. We had a staycation. We went to 401 Games. Oh, okay. So that's another honorable mention because we did this twice. Oh. See, I can't decide. I'm bad at these top 3s.
Okay.
So we went on Family Day, and that's when we bought the Harry Potter game, and we had Wild Wing before that. Okay, yeah. But no, my number 1 was actually our anniversary.
Right.
We did the same thing. We went to the Chelsea, and then we went to 401 Games. We sat there, we played Lanterns, and Herbaceous, and Patchwork, but failed that miserably.
Is that when we played Hey, That's My Fish?
Maybe. We did go 2 times.
Yes.
So they're both pretty good memories, but the one reason I liked our anniversary weekend is because I had a duffel bag full of candy, full of just junk food and candy, and it was just fun because actually we were able to play whatever we weren't able to play in February. We just sat together and just hung out. Yeah, and it was our anniversary, so we were already feeling pretty happy. Yep. So yeah, so all my memories involve you anyways, but. Yeah, it was a really good year. Lots of good memories, lots of experiences, learning new games and meeting new people and building upon relationships. And I think that's kind of what Cardboard Koinonia is all about, right? Well, bringing people together, bringing the church together for the glory of God and for the love of gaming.
Maybe I can add an honorable mention to your list.
Of memories?
Yeah.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, when Mike Perna and Sam Healy were talking about us on Dice Steeple.
That was so cool.
Yeah. So that was pretty great.
That was so cool.
It was nice.
Definitely a highlight. He called me and he was like, "Oh my goodness! So guess what?"
Yeah.
We were like, "Oh my gosh!"
Yeah. So that was pretty cool. But yeah, it was a great year. We're hoping to do and bring a whole bunch of extra cool things this coming year. And next time we do a video, we'll try not to make it over an hour. Yeah, we'll make it much shorter. But if you've lasted this long, thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Hopefully we'll get more videos and have like a YouTube page. Who knows what we'll do. But we're gonna have our own little planning meeting and hopefully bring out a whole bunch of new content and
but I think it's been a good year though. It's
been a good year.
We've had someone writing reviews.
Yeah, well, I was just gonna say we do shoutouts. We've got we've had three people have volunteered to write reviews with us.
It's pretty cool.
In particular, Jesse Chapman has done a whole bunch of them, and I thank you for that. It's been a big help. Shoutouts to Brad and Kate for helping us with the 24-hour game marathon. Always great. That was a big help. Yeah. Who else? Thank you to Devin and Dave, Christine, David, anyone that comes to our game nights and brings games, brings snacks, helps teach games. anyone that helps with that, it means a lot. Judy and Wendy have been big helps. Our moms have also been huge helps.
Just liking and sharing and spreading, just by word of mouth, and inviting people out to these events and everything. Like it takes more than just the two of us to make these events successful, because it really is a community, right? And it's been very helpful. So if you've helped us at all or been a part of it, even following us on Instagram and Facebook and just liking and sharing our videos and just being part of the conversation, it's really encouraging, and it just lets us know that people are actually following us and listening and stuff like that. So if you want to be involved in any of these game nights, let us know. We'd love to have some help. We always appreciate some helping hands and some support. And we look forward to the new year and what's going to happen. Yeah, more swag maybe.
Yeah. Hopefully. If you're watching this and you've never been a part of anything, you can find our website at cardboardkoinonia.ca. We've got a Facebook group at facebook.com/cardboardkoinonia. No, that's our page. Facebook group is at facebook.com/groups/cardboardkoinonia or something like that. And our Instagram is
Koinonia Cardboard. So
we threw a fastball at you and switched that up. Koinonia Cardboard on Instagram.
Yeah.
If you want, you can also email us at Matt or Jen at cardboardkoinonia.ca. I think those are all the ways that you can find us. But yeah, if you can't remember any of that, at least remember cardboardkoinonia.ca, and we've got all our links on that. Anything else you want to add?
Happy New Year!
Happy New Year!
Yay! Bye.
Maybe?
I don't know. Is that working? You have to click the button. It's